and welcome back to the Shit Behind the Show. Thank you to those of you that have been following me on my journey so I can help you with yours. So, on this episode, I wanted to discuss how relationships can be the catalyst for change. I discuss a lot how I started my healing journey 7 years ago, and won't go into too much detail, but it was the result. It came from the results of being completely heartbroken and just falling on my ass and just thinking, okay, I am running into this repetitive pattern of bad relationships, the same types of men. They put me through the same type of stuff, which was all abusive, and it's time to change. And that's when I started. I've still ran into a little bit since then, but nothing like I did in the past. I've been through it all of the abusive, traumatic situations that you can imagine. Well, most, I should say, most I've been through in relationships. So while it can be frustrating and tough to have a expired relationship and to go through all of that pain and discomfort, it can also be great because it's a catalyst for healing a lot of the time. So I'm very grateful for all of the stuff that I've been through. Not only has it guided me to this passion in life that I have, which is helping others with their stuff, but also it's led me down a path of healing and doing work on myself, which doesn't only seep into romantic relationship, I should say, but confidence. My confidence level is a lot higher than it used to be. I struggle sometimes, but it's easier for me to get myself back on track, both physical and emotional. And especially after the last year I've had my days, but it's easier. And I would not be on this path I'm on now without this shit. And so I'm super grateful for all of that. I'm super grateful for those that cheated and hurt me physically and emotionally. Because now, number one, I will never experience that again because I won't allow it. This girl sets boundaries. She won't allow it. And that's the bottom line. I know that I have stopped that train of abuse in its tracks, derailed it, and it is not going to enter my life anymore. I'm not afraid to be alone. I love the relationship I'm in, but if he were to disrespect me in any of those ways, I'm not going to die without him. He's going to have to exit. Now, I'll be nice and say that he is very much respecting my boundaries, and I know that he's not going to go there. But it wasn't without some shit to get to where I'm at. So one of the fundamental reasons why relationships are hard is because they require us to change and evolve. That is really hard. Again, it takes two. When we enter into a relationship, we bring our unique perspectives, beliefs, experiences, behaviors. And a lot of the time when it ends, we have to correct a lot of the behavior. I'm not going to sit here and say that all of my experiences were completely on the guys in my life, in my past. The bad experiences, I was a shit. I was a dismissive, avoidant, and as soon as they developed feelings and it felt like it was going to go somewhere, I would run. Subconsciously, I just wasn't attracted to them anymore. They were being too nice to me. It was going too well. And so I was like, oh, see ya. And I have experienced that many times in my relationships as well. I just didn't understand why all of a sudden they were exiting a great relationship, and now I understand it. The interaction between two individuals often leads to conflicts, disagreements, and the need for compromise. The process of self-reflection can be uncomfortable, but it is essential for personal growth as well as growth within the relationship. So I discussed last week relationship with self. Again, if you don't have that relationship with self and you don't feel confident to back up exactly what you want how you're feeling, how you want to be treated, you're not going to succeed. You have to give yourself what you are seeking. You have to be in love with yourself first. And a lot of people look at that like conceited or self-absorbed or whatever. But it's so true. Until you've created that relationship with self and you set your own boundaries and respect them and force others to respect them, you're not going to find it. You're going to find the people that keep putting you through the same shit, I promise. And you will also see that you are attracting less and less and less of the toxicity than you did before. In fact, my circle is so small right now that it's literally very, very, very close girlfriends, my kids, and my boyfriend. That's it. Like, that is my social circle. We hang out in groups occasionally. We have our friends, but the day-to-day is just this tight-knit circle that I have created, which is those people that are closest to me. And I absolutely love it. That is part of setting boundaries. Another thing is you realize that your true friends don't need you in their life every single day, and you can just pop in at any given time and you guys can pick up where you left off and you're still friends. You start to attract people that are also whole within themselves. And that's an awesome feeling as well. Relationships are like mirrors. So you're reflecting back their strengths and weaknesses and vice versa, and areas of improvement, which again is why a lot of relationships don't succeed. We have so much out there now and so many different avenues of finding new partners and filling those voids that if you're attracting all of that toxicity all the time, it's going to feel very chaotic. And this is exactly why people hate dating. This is exactly why. Because instead of taking the time and doing your work and not finding those mirrors, you are just finding mirror after mirror after mirror after mirror, and they're just reflecting back to you the work that you need to do. And so seriously, if you take a look at your past experiences in dating, while yes, they may have cheated and wronged you, lied or whatever, and maybe you wouldn't do that to someone. I've never cheated on anyone, but yet I've had it done to me. But what did that say about me? That tells me that I didn't feel like I was worthy of someone who felt like I was enough. Why? Because I wasn't enough for myself. I never felt good enough. And I remember listening to that voice in my head over and over and over saying, what's wrong with me? Why am I not good enough? Girlfriend, you are good enough. You always have been. You're settling for less because you don't tell yourself you're good enough and you don't feel like you're good enough within. So you're absolutely a reflection of how they feel about themselves and how you feel. And it's so true, cliche but true. Hurt people hurt people. I went through this recently in career. There's someone that absolutely hated themselves and they reflected it back on me. I should say projected it back onto me, and I didn't fit in or feel right. And I could also tell that those people, because they didn't like who they were projecting their shit onto me, and I wasn't mirroring. I wasn't following. I wasn't, oh yeah, let me be part of the cool kid crowd. I was mistreated and stood up for myself because of that. And this is just a small area in life, but you're going to find it in career, you're going to find it in friendships, you're going to find it in romantic relationships. And you will also find the more work that you do on yourself and the more that you love yourself, the more people just fall away. And you also won't put up with their shit. You're not going to follow either. I'm so proud of myself that in a lot of areas in life, when everybody else is doing this thing, I'm over here doing my thing. Do you think everybody in my life is supportive of my podcast? Hardly anyone. We don't discuss it at family parties. No one in my family that I know of at this point, maybe, sorry if you're listening, but listens or supports me. I do it on my own. I've got friends that will reach out. I get more strangers reaching out and telling me that they love what I have to say in my show than I do family. But does that mean I'm going to stop? No. That's okay if they don't have the same passion that I have and they don't appreciate my passions in life and what I love to do. This is my thing, and I don't need their acceptance to validate that I'm doing something that I love. That's just everyday life. I live a completely different life than everyone in my family. Everyone else is married. My brothers are all married. I don't even have nieces and nephews that are single, a couple, but most of them are married. Kids, I have 2 kids that are married. I'm the single one dating. I don't feel like left out anymore, or I'm actually proud of it. Actually, I do my own thing and I march to the beat of my own drum, and that's okay. I don't go to family functions and talk about stuff with, family, marriage, and little kids anymore. I don't have any kids at home, but yet everyone in my family, siblings do. That's okay. I feel like the black sheep, but I'm okay being the black sheep. I'm okay marching alone, because at the end of the day, they don't pay my bills or live my life, and they don't depend on me for their happiness. So it's just this common respect of common ground of we are family, but we live 2 different lives. And I'm super proud of that. So one reason that relationships require hard work is it takes dedication and effort. And I know a lot of you are like, yeah, I know, blah, 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 but it's true. In order to feel the internal validating void of I want someone, not need, but want. I hate to say avoid, but sometimes it is, right? We may feel whole alone, but don't get me wrong. There are days when I have been single and alone that I've cried to friends because I'm like, I appreciate my life and I love where I'm at, but I don't want to die alone. This isn't part of my plan. And so I have this internal void that I would like to fill eventually of having my lifelong partner, but I'm enjoying the journey, and the journey is what it's all about, right? So it takes effort and dedication to build this strong foundation and to work together and to discover, okay, I can put in this if they can put in this. I'm going to get rid of my conditioned thinking, my false beliefs, and turn them into true beliefs. This is the present. This is now. I'm going to keep working despite of all of the other outside noise, background noise, dating apps, and choices that I have. I'm choosing this one partner. And I think that's where a lot of us get it wrong right now. We are moving on to the next, instead of working on the foundation that we've already started to build. Work on your foundation. First and foremost, work on you, your foundation. Second of all, if you choose to be in a relationship, 1, make sure you're really ready. 2, make sure you're putting in the work, both for yourself and for your partner. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you're going to succeed. I'm going to go take a break because I can't speak today. I have just been struggling all day with this. I can word, I promise. Anyway, have an amazing day. And until next time, love you all. Bye.